Tidak, secara persepsi itu tidak ada.
Seberapa dulu?
Ya, secara persepsi itu tidak ada.
Coordinator, Mr. Yoga Pratama, STP MSc PhD. From Universitas Semarang as the host of the event, the Dean of the Faculty of Agricultural Technology, Professor Dr. Insinyur Hasmina MSc, PRC of Line Force of Universitas Semarang, Ms. Ika Fitriana MSc, the Head of International Office, Mr. Faisal Yusuf MBA, and our beloved faculty staff and students who are joining this program today. A very warm welcome to all of you. The next agenda is prayer. And to start this agenda, let's start with prayer from Mr. Wayden. For Mr. Wayden, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Jadikanlah pertemuan itu yang bermanfaat, benda-benda yang penuh keberkahan serta kerjasama internasional yang membawa kemaslahatan bagi manusia dan alam semesta. Ya Allah, Tuhan yang Maha Bijaksana, berikanlah kami kekuatan untuk menjaga bumi yang Engkau amanahkan. Anugerahkanlah kemampuan kepada para ilmuwan, peneliti, dan mahasiswa untuk menemukan solusi berkelanjutan dalam pengelolaan sumber daya, pemanfaatan food by-product, dan pengelolaan limbah yang ramah lingkungan. Ya Allah, Tuhan yang Maha Damai, tumbuhkanlah rasa persaudaraan di antara kami, baik dari Indonesia, Eropa maupun seluruh penjuru dunia. Sertalah kami dari perselisihan dan kuatkanlah bersama kami dengan keberlangsungan hidup dan sejahtera. Ya Allah, berkailah seluruh narasumber, peserta dan mitra yang hadir pada acara ini. Limpahkanlah rahmat-Mu kepada Universitas Semarang agar senantiasa menjadi pusat ilmu yang memberi manfaat serta jadikanlah acara ini penilaian ibadah khususnya. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Khairul. Ladies and gentlemen, to begin our program, may I invite everyone to rise and honor our nation by singing the national anthem. We will start with Indonesia, followed by the national anthems of Belgium, Portugal, Ireland, and Germany. Please have a round. and gentlemen, please be seated. To continue, it is my great honor to invite the Dean of Faculty of Agricultural Technology, Professor Dr. Vincent Haslina, FFE, to deliver the welcome remarks. The floor is yours.
Guest, poet, and students. On behalf of the Faculty of Agricultural Technology, it is my great honor to welcome all of you to this guest lecture and partnership present and sustainability in action, case studies from Central. The clinical PhD on food byproducts and wastewater valorization. We are truly privileged to host Professor Dr. Rui MSc Morais from Universidade Católica Portuguesa, whose expertise in biotechnology and systems will briefly enrich our understanding of how science and innovation can respond to pressing challenges in food systems and environmental management. We are also delighted to welcome our distinguished guests from the European Union, whose presence reflects our self-commitment to strengthen and sustainability, research, and higher education. Your participation today reinforces the spirit of international partnership and meaningful knowledge exchange. The topic of today's lecture is highly relevant to the global challenges we face: the sustainable utilization of food byproducts and the follow water are not only scientific and technological issues, but also ethical and societal responsibilities. They remind us that innovation must ultimately serve both people and the planet. I sincerely hope that today's session will inspire new ideas, foster productive dialogue, and open for future collaboration between our institutions. Finally, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Professor Louis Morais for taking the time to share his insights with us today, and to all of you for being part of this important event. May the lecture be insightful, inspiring, and fruitful for everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Haslina, for the welcome remarks. Next, we would like to invite the Minority Indonesia Consortium Coordinator, Mr. Yoga Pratama, STFMSC PhD, to deliver his welcome remarks. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Ms. Nanda, yeah. Just come close down already, Ms. Nanda. Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, of course, thank you very much for the hospitality, very warm welcome of the Universitas Semarang, as represented by the Dean, Prof. Aslina, Prof. Nana. Thank you so much. And I believe there are many staff, many people supported the Find Force program. Rika, Faisal, and also maybe the bigger thing behind. Thank you one more time for the continued support. So let me briefly maybe share with you that this program has been running for 1 year, starting from 2024, and since the beginning, Universitas Semarang and also with my university, Universitas Diponegoro, we've been cooperating very tightly. Even sometimes we do meetings at night, I believe. Yeah, just 2 days, not today. 3 days or 2 days before the arrival of our EU partners, we did a meeting from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. just to make sure that everything goes smoothly. And I can see now the result. Very nice, warm welcome. Unfortunately, we were not told that we will be shown a swimming pool. Otherwise, we will bring our swimming suit. Yeah, this Find Force project has been very useful, valuable for us, not only to give us the international exposure, but also internally in the local, in national level. The 7 universities are very close, in close collaboration, right? I mean, we were close already before the Find Force with Bu Ika, I know Pak Faisal, but now I can say with Pak Faisal, in the past, before Find Force, we were in the shaking hand term. Now we are in the hugging term. We are very close, and then I hope this collaboration can be continued for in the long future, bring more benefit, not only for Universitas Semarang, but also for all of the Indonesian maybe students, Indonesian working in sustainability and data science. So again, thank you so much. I believe the general lecture will be very wonderful, I believe, with Prof. Morais, and I hope that the limited time that we have, I mean, like when we have these EU partners here, we can utilize it as much as possible to bring even more cooperation, more collaboration. Thank you so much, Ms. Nanda and everyone. I close. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for your welcome remarks, Mr. Yoga Pratama from Universitas Diponegoro. Last but not least, it's my great honor to invite the Find Force European Union Consortium Coordinator, Professor Ian van Impe. Time is yours.
Thank you very much. In the meantime, I know you're Miss Nanda.
Thank you.
Thank you. Professor Dean Haslina, thank you for the warm welcome, and I extend this thanks to our local hosts, Dr. Ika, Dr. Faisal. I all call you doctor, then I don't make a mistake who is professor, who is lecturer. You're all doctors, you're all fantastic people. Of course, I'm very happy to see Yoga as well as our counter coordinator here at the Indonesian level of the Find Force project. What do you want me to say at this moment? We feel thrilled, and I'm sure that we speak on behalf of all of the European guests by the very accurate planning, yet very warm and welcome and organization of all activities. It is definitely thanks to that very last meeting from 7 to 9 that everything runs smoothly. that is not true. We know that you put a lot of effort in this. We are really amazed about your efficiency and the welcome that we feel, all of us. Why is that special to us? Well, some of the consortium members have been in Belgium last April, May it was. You might have noticed I was not expecting to hear the national anthems. The enthusiasm was so clear for the Indonesian one. I have to admit, I don't even know my own one, the words. That is due, and I will not take too much time, that is due to the fact that Belgium, a country of hardly 10 million people, you are 270 million people, a small country of 10 million people is divided in 3 regions, 3 communities, even a German community. We have 6 governments, can you imagine? I don't even know what is our national anthem. Having said this, it's a complicated situation in Europe these days, and we should not hide that. And that's why I'm especially enthusiastic. So much positive energy, that's really, really very nice. The old continent is literally getting very old, and we should watch out, also economically speaking, industrially speaking, that we are not lagging behind. That is happening today. We discussed it with other people. We saw it in car manufacturing, in energy, in many, many things, and now also this project. Now, a little history for the younger generation. You were definitely not born in 2005, I can see that. This program is not just a coincidence, it's the fate of history that we are here together. In 2005, my 3 colleagues, Professor Alcina, Professor Rui, and Dr. Monica started an Erasmus Plus project, in Erasmus Mundus, joint master program at that time, the University College in Ghent and the partner universities in Porto and in Germany. You were not born, Jean, not yet. 20 years later, Food Force is still there, alive and kicking. And now comes the story. Our colleague, Yoga, is a graduate from that program, if I'm not mistaken, the academic year 2012-2013. He graduated from the CEFO-TechNut program. That was the start of contacting us and a mutual exchange. Can we build something Food Force-like also at Indonesian level? This cannot happen from one university to another. We need a European consortium and we need an Indonesian consortium. And that's the moment where you started building your consortium of 7 universities locally here. And the plan is that we come to visit all of you during the 2 weeks, but still limited time that we have available to visit all of the universities. Not to check on you, not to see how you use the European money, but in the first place to learn from you. In the first place, because with limited means, we should not hide that, you do miracles. And this I see at every place that we visit, and I'm pretty sure also in the places that will come, we will see the same spirit. Out of limited resources, you really take out the maximum at level of equipment, teaching, and so on and so on. Sincere congratulations for that. I also noticed the notion and the attention for being inclusive, diverse, really international. That's really amazing for us to experience as well. I stop here before I get too emotional. Professor Rui is here. He will give a fantastic talk on what they do in his research center in Porto. If I'm not mistaken, you're celebrating the 60th birthday of CBQF? It's 60? 40. I exaggerate a little bit, but on the scale of Indonesia, I'm allowed to do that. Many thanks for the welcome, and we hope at the first anniversary, the first birthday of FindForce, the project officially started, the funding by the EU, the 1st of November, so we are finishing up the first year. We hope to see you again next year, and hopefully also at the final year. Many, many thanks, and to the students, you are the future. Don't forget that. You're the next generation, you will have to make it through. Good luck, and thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for the inspiring remarks. And now, may I kindly invite all the distinguished guests and participants to come together for a souvenir session. So please, the distinguished guests, come forward. Please. Yeah. Come forward, please, to the front. Professor Haslina, would you like to help? To wrapping the scarf? Ini. Oke, siap. Profesornya perlu. Okay, after the scarf wrapping, then we will have the photo session. And for the audience, please stand up. And the photo session. And for the lecture, Prof. Mujiani, Prof. Mujiastuti Handayani, please come forward. Bu Ardiani Ika, please come forward. Come forward, please. Okay, please look at the camera. Mahasiswa lain silakan merapat ke tengah. Merapat ke tengah. Wait for a moment, please. Okay. Yeah, get closer, please. Okay, 3. Okay, for the video session, Yeah, we have tagline USM Jaya, FTP? Rosso. Okay. Jaya 3 times, okay. Okay, now let's start. USM? Jaya. FTP? Thank you so much. Thank you for the time. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point we would like to inform you that all of the distinguished guests from the European Union may now leave the teleconference room for another agenda. We thank you for your valuable presence in today's welcoming ceremony. Thank you so much.
Oke, cek. Selamat siang semuanya, mahasiswa. Silakan bila ada yang ingin mengisi kursi di depan, maju ke kursi yang kosong. Boleh. Merapat ke tengah, dipersilakan. Bergeser dulu di depan sini supaya terisi semuanya, silakan. Okay, so now we will proceed to the next sessions. This is the guest lecture on sustainability in action, case studies from Centro de Biotecnología e Química Fina on food by products and wastewater valorization. And it's my honor and privilege to serve you as the moderator for this class, sir, professor. So my name is Nanda from the International Office of USM. And allow me to introduce you to the distinguished speaker today. So here we have Professor Dr. Rui MSc Morais from Universidade Católica Portuguesa, Portugal. Okay. Professor Rui Morais is a distinguished scholar and researcher whose expertise on biotechnology and food sustainability, with extensive contributions to the valorizations of food byproducts and wastewater management. So I here have a short biodata of yours, sir. Allow me to explain it to the student first before you start. Okay, so Prof. Morais is currently a member of the Directors Board of the European MSc in Sustainable Food System, Engineering, Technology and Business, BIFTEC Food Force. He has been actively involved in European Joint Master Program for over 15 years, including BIFTEC and Cefotec.nut. Cefotec.nut. And now he serves as the Associate Professor at the College of Biotechnology, the positions that he has held since 2017. He also got his BSc in Pharmaceutical Science from the University of Porto in 1985, and his PhD in Natural Science from the University of Saarland, Germany in 1990. Professor Morais also teaches a wide range of courses, including food chemistry, organic chemistry, toxicology, sustainable production of fats and oils, and plant-based products. He also has published more than 70 papers in international refereed journals and several book chapters with more than 100,000 citations and age index of 26. Okay, so we are delighted to see you here, Professor. And today the professor will deliver his lecture entitled Sustainability in Action, Case Studies from CBQF on Food Byproducts and Wastewater Valorization. Prof. Rui, time is yours.
No. Good afternoon, you all. First of all, I would like to say that it is a pleasure for me and for Professor Alcina Morais to be in Indonesia, and in particular in Semarang, where we got a very warm welcome. Thank you. It's also a great honor to be here at the University of Semarang and to deliver this lecture. But first, I would like also on behalf of Católica University of Portugal and within the framework of Find Force program to extend my sincere compliments to the academic authorities of the USM, esteemed colleagues, and dedicated students. Okay, I will now start the lecture. Let me share my screen. Are you seeing the screen? Not yet.
Okay, the screen now is okay.
It's okay. It's over there. Okay, then my presentation today is about case studies from our research center, the CVQF. Okay, I'm going to focus mainly on food byproducts, biofertilizers, bioremediation, and wastewater valorization. Of course, most of the work that has been done was done also by other groups, other research groups, not only by me, okay, or my research group. I'm here in the frame of Find Force, as you know. The coordinator of the program, Professor Jan van Imp, already present us. These are the universities that are involved in this project, this program, the European ones, and 7 universities in Indonesia. Okay. I come from the University Católica in Porto. You see the map now of Europe. Portugal is in the western part of Europe, near Spain, okay? And Porto is the second city, you know, perhaps FC Porto. The Catholic University has a campus in Porto, and the Faculty of Biotechnology is part of this campus. You are welcome to visit Porto. I hope you may go there. Okay. This is from the River Douro in the city of Porto. I will show you now 2 videos, one about the Faculty of Biotechnology and other about the research center, okay? Let me see if I can.
To the Faculty of Biotechnology. Our commitment to science and innovation is what really drives us. What sets us apart is our teaching and research, in which we aim to make the best of each person's talents. Here we awaken the talents of each student. We pride ourselves on the close attention that we pay to each student that prepares them for a world in constant change. The courses we offer stand out for combining several areas of knowledge, for their strong practical laboratory components, for their proximity to companies and real-life contexts. Our areas of study are transformative. They combine life sciences and technology, innovation with sustainability, and partnerships with research. On our multidisciplinary campus, we guarantee a diverse and inclusive environment. At the same time, we maintain close collaboration with numerous international institutions. In a purpose-built and technologically advanced building, students are immersed in a research environment where cutting-edge science is developed in various areas. This context inspires, challenges, and prepares students for a successful future. We pride ourselves on our teaching based on real problems, on service learning, mentoring, the combining of different types of knowledge, and the search for solutions on an international scale. It is an environment conducive to collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and many other personal and social skills. The ESP currently has over 100 active partnerships with businesses and various other institutions. We encourage students to take extracurricular internships to train for entrepreneurship. We facilitate their participation in competitions and other real-world opportunities. We generate knowledge, innovate and create solutions for companies and society. We take up the challenge of humanity's hardest problems in the food, environmental and health areas. The Faculty of Biotechnology is a pioneer in the Portuguese context. It was founded within a business environment and has never stopped innovating. It created Portugal's first degree in food engineering and also the first degree in microbiology. To celebrate its 40th anniversary, it launched a master's degree in biotechnology for the bioeconomy and an undergraduate degree in liberal sciences, both the first of their kind in the country. The high employability rate of our graduates and the prominent positions occupied by our former students in Portugal around the world stand perhaps as the clearest testament to the College of Biotechnology's strategic success.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will pass now the other video about the CBQF, our research center.
CBQF, the Center for Biotechnology and Biochemistry of Universidade, Católica, Portuguesa, is a research center located in Porto, Portugal, that co-creates, develops, and disseminates innovative knowledge in the field of biotechnology. CBQF holds competences in environmental sciences, biosciences, bioengineering, nutrition, and analytical chemistry applied to key societal challenges focused on health and well-being of the citizen. CBQF's aims and activities are fully aligned with European Green Deal, the Farm to Fork strategy, and other European policies, as well as UN 2030 agenda. For more than 30 years, CBQF has been at the forefront of biotechnology, which was recognized by the Portuguese Foundation for Science and Technology, classifying CBQF as excellent both as a research center and as an associated laboratory. We are more than 250 researchers, and our activities are supported by 13 research groups organized in 4 thematic lines: environmental and resources, food and nutrition, bio-based and biomedical products, and biotech innovation and tech transfer. We have 7 advanced scientific platforms serving different research activities and external services: bioactives, cell culture and molecular biology, analytical chemistry, consumer and sensory sciences, packaging and materials, biophysics, and kitchen lab, which is combined with a technological pilot plant. Over the past 5 years, we published around 1,000 articles in international peer-reviewed journals. Since our foundation, we have developed knowledge and innovation for solving the most complex food and environmental challenges, collaborating at national and international levels within the scope of projects in competitive funding schemes. Of the many projects implemented, we highlight 3 of international nature: Novapac, where we are using agri-food byproducts and losses to develop novel and cost-competitive antimicrobial coatings, films, and bio-based packaging; MicroWork, which seeks to develop emerging technologies such as microbiome-based protection technologies and packaging to fight food waste; ensuring the transition to more sustainable food production and consumption. And legumes, where we are quantifying the ecosystem services of legume crops across Europe. At CBKF, we are actively working with industry and promoting knowledge transfer and entrepreneurship. To reinforce this goal, we have created a full dedicated interface Center focused on knowledge valorization, entrepreneurship, and technology transfer in the bioproducts area. The Alchemy and Circulus projects are examples of high-impact strategic projects with top international biotech companies. We established in Portugal a Center of Excellence in Biotechnology and Circular Economy to develop new molecules of high commercial interest for biomedical, cosmetic, and agricultural sectors. Throughout the years, we have been an active player in policy making and defining R&D priorities and a promoter of social awareness and engagement in science. Today, CPKF is recognized as the center of excellence that our vision predicted. We are proud to be recognized as an international flagship research center in biotechnology.
Okay, this was the director presenting CBQF. Now I'll do a small introduction before the sustainability cases from our research center. As you know, the population is growing exponentially, yes. In 5 years, the population growth was, yes, and economic growth 14 times. Most of the population is in urban areas, like for instance, Jakarta. And as you know, with this population growth, we need to increase food production a lot. As you see here in screen, FAO estimates that by 2050 we'll need 70% more food than today. Okay, that's why if you choose food technology, you are in the right area. Although with this economic growth, population growth, you know that there's increase also in green gas emissions, okay? This figure, sorry, is in Portuguese, but you understand that you see the increase along these years and the estimative for 2050. The other problem we have to try to solve is also that we need more materials. We have to extract, produce, and also charge a lot of waste, okay? And with the population increasing, we also more resources. The main resources that we are using coming from petrol, and there's one that is phosphorus that will finish around 50 to 80 years, okay? And as you know, we need these resources today to produce almost everything from medicines to fertilizers, to plastics, and also ATP in cells need phosphorus. Don't forget that, okay? Without phosphorus, we have no life on Earth. In order to try to solve these problems, we need a course, and this solution passes to sustainable architecture. We need to have energy that is renewable. We need also to be responsible by the natural resources, starting with water. You know that there's a scarcity of water. Another big problem, perhaps one of the biggest, is pollution. Yes, with population increasing and using more resources, we have lots of pollution that are creating lots of diseases, yes, and also making pressure to the health systems. We have also waste, lots of waste today, and we need to find solutions for all these problems. Of course, in some cases, this is a little bit utopic because we are not able to reduce so much as we would like to, okay? But the way to go is circular economy. You heard about this for sure. We need to reduce, reutilize, to do some recuperation, recycling. And today we are wasting 1/3 of the food that is produced. This is a huge amount of food that is wasted, okay? The European Commission set a goal to reduce by 50% losses and waste in 2030. There's a lot of byproducts that can be now incorporated into the food systems, namely ingredients, okay, that can now prevent diseases and also reduce the waste and the pollution in the environment. Let me show you a book that came this week out from my dear friend, Professor Lackner, okay? This book is about climate change, mitigation, and adaptation. Me and Professor Alcina, we wrote a chapter in this book. This has several chapters that tackle different aspects of the problem that we are facing. I will show now some of the case studies, and I will start by the case studies that were solved, I should say, by the group of Professor Manuela Pintado, okay? And I'll show you now some research that was done by Deborah Campos, a PhD student. You have a photo on there. And she looked for to solve the problem of byproducts of pineapple.
And she got different fractions from the pineapple. You see here the integral valorization of pineapple byproducts, and she was able to recover several fractions, including bromelain, an enzyme, as you know, that is produced by pineapple, from the liquid fraction. She got a liquid also rich antimicrobial compounds and showing antioxidant activity. The bromelain was used carrageenan, as you know, is a polysaccharide from macroalgae, yes. And from the solid fraction, she got also an interesting product that has probiotic effect, okay? This was patent. You see the patent there. This is an European patent. I can show you some graphs where you see that the pills from the pineapple promote the growth of lactobacillus and also from bifidobacteria. You know that these bacteria are very important in our gut, and our microbiota is very important, will protect us from diseases. Lots of diseases start in gut, we know now, okay? These are some photos from Deborah Campus. She has done the PhD in CPQF with Professor Manuela Pintado, and she developed a company. She has now her own company now, extracting these byproducts from pineapple, and the company is thriving. Another case study is this one from byproducts from processing and storage of cereals. This was also from a PhD thesis, in this case from Glenise Voss, a Brazilian girl, and from these byproducts from cereals, she was able to get extract proteins, okay, protein plus and fiber plus, and depending on the amount of these constituents, it is possible to have a claim in food product. For instance, a source of protein or rich in protein, depending on the percentage of the energetic value that is gotten from the protein source, okay? Same for the fiber. You see here the product that Glenise developed, okay? This was from the bran of wheat and also from the germ of the cereal. She has done this to cold extrusion and hot extrusion, and to give the flavor, she used the Nutella, okay? but she was able to find use for these byproducts of cereals. Another case study was this one using fish skin, okay? After alkaline pretreatment, they hydrolyzed the fish skin using bromelain and were able to get several peptides, and these peptides have a large application. You see, can be used in cosmetics, but also in health. They were able to see the hydrolysis using SDS page. On the left, you see the hydrolysis of cod skin, and on the right, the blue shark, okay? These peptides show antioxidant activity, and they were able to inhibit ACE, that means the angiotensin renin that are the ones that regulate blood pressure, okay? This is important because, as you know, lots of people have high blood pressure. Another example from byproducts from fish that were incorporated in pet food. These included functional lipid fractions, okay, also peptides, and you see here the byproducts at your left, and they were grinded, homogenized, and were treated by enzymatic hydrolysis. Then they were spray dried, and this dried product was incorporated in the pet food, okay? Another example, similar, using now meat byproducts, in this case blood, bones, were hydrolyzed, and the student was able to get the protein fraction and the fraction from the bones. This mineral fraction is rich in hydroxyapatite. You see here the full process. She applied microfiltration, nanofiltration, and got different fractions with different properties, okay? This was done with pork, but it is possible to do with other byproducts from other animals, of course. You see that these hydrolysates from the blood were incorporated in aquaculture applications, and what they saw was a decrease in infections in fish when these fractions were incorporated in feed, okay? From these laboratory results is now being built a company to produce, okay, these hydrolysated proteins, the calcium triphosphate, and also low acid fat fraction to be now incorporated in different feeds, pet foods, okay? You see that is now going commercial. Another example are biomaterials. In this case, in this project, the group from Professor Manuela Pintado was able to incorporate some byproducts into shoes, okay? First, I'll show you that in this project, they also want to improve animal production and improve the tanning process, reducing the water use, and also, as you know, the tanning products, they are normally very toxic, and in this project they want to use vegetable tanning, okay? They develop this alternative. One of the problems is these well-known brands are now avoiding leather. They don't want to use animal products anymore. And it is necessary to create alternatives, okay? In this case, in this slide, you see that this is the sustainable production of leather from the slaughter animals. And the next slide, you see here that these biomaterials try now to improve the properties of the materials that is used in shoes, but also want to reduce the amount of polymer that comes from petrol, okay? And to be an alternative also to retain. Most of these byproducts came from forest residues that have no food application or is very reduced, the application you see from wine industry, from olive oil industry, and also from other food industries. It is possible to recover some of these byproducts and incorporate now in shoes, for instance, okay? You see here the development of bioloads that are then incorporated in shoe soles. You see here different shoe soles with these bioloads, and doing this we are saving materials from that come from petrol, okay, and reducing the problem that these materials cause to the environment. It is also possible to use now mineralized materials like eggshells and also seafood shells, okay? To incorporating this in the sole of shoes. Now we'll move to another research group, this one from Professor Paula Castro. This group works mainly in bioremediation, wastewater valorization. The group started with the biodegradation of several pollutants. You know that there's a lot of pollutants that go to our rivers, our water streams, and the wastewater treatment plants cannot, in most cases, eliminate it, okay? This is the case, for instance, for the halogenated organic compounds. Due to the strong bond between these halogen atoms and carbon, it is very difficult for microorganisms to cut this bond. And in 2005, they were able to isolate a microorganism. You see there, it was a Labris species that was able to degrade fluorobenzene, okay? Then in 2008, they were able to identify the species, and it was a new species, and they gave the species the name Portucalensis, that means from Porto, okay? This bacteria also using other microorganisms. You see here, along nowadays they are looking at the problem of FAS. Know if you fluoroalkyl substances. The best known is Teflon, okay? You know this product is used yeah, okay, thanks. This product is used in fryers, in pans, to avoid sticking, yes? But the problem is this coating. This coating is coming out of these pans and getting into our blood and also to the environment. And as I told you, this is a difficult compound to degrade. This is one of the POPs. I don't know if you heard the word POPs, not music, okay? But they are called POPs because they are pollutants that are persistent in the environment, okay? Okay, this is another case study. They worked with the University of Macau in China, and from the Pearl River, they were able to get a species of Rhodococcus, and this species has shown capacity to degrade several POPs. One of them is the BPA. I don't know if you know bisphenol A. It cannot be used now incorporated in several plastic materials, and is endocrine disruptor. That means it messes with our hormones, okay? And this brings lots of problems. They also study other compounds that appear in waters, like estradiol, an hormone, and ethylestradiol, that is a synthetic hormone. They used aerobic reactor, granular sludge reactor, in order to improve the degradation of these pollutants. In 5 minutes. Well, the time flies. I don't have so much time. I have here another example of the use of the granular sludge technology to, in this case, using microalgae and bacteria in a symbiotic relation to improve now to remove the nitrogen content in fish farms, okay? You see here, this is a fish farm, a big one in Spain. This project was taken in collaboration with a university in Spain, from Santiago de Compostela, and another from Italy. And through this granular sludge bioreactor, it was possible to decrease these nitrogen compounds that are toxic to the fishes, okay, and also reduce the pollution and increase the water recirculation, okay? Instead of using new water, we are reusing the water. That's very important when we are talking about thousands of cubic meters, okay? Well, I'll pass now to a project that I was involved in together with Professor Alcina. Okay, the project was called Estratoteca. In this Estratoteca project, the aim was to create a bank of extracts from microalgae and cyanobacteria. I will show you then a video about the results of the project. The video is in Portuguese, but has subtitles in English, okay?
Extremamente diverso e ocupam todos os ecossistemas do planeta, vivendo livremente ou em simbiose com outros organismos. Biotecnologicamente, as microalgas são uma fonte rica e natural de biomassa e de compostos de elevado valor acrescentado, como os carotenoides, os ácidos gordos poliinsaturados e as proteínas. O projeto Estratoteca, cujo promotor líder é a A4F, envolveu 5 entidades do sistema científico e tecnológico nacional como co-promotores, nomeadamente o Departamento de Química da Universidade de Aveiro, a Universidade do Minho, a Escola Superior de Biotecnologia da Universidade Católica Portuguesa, o CIMAR e o Instituto Superior de Engenharia do Porto. Este projeto pretendeu explorar várias combinações de condições de produção e colheita de biomassa e procedimentos de extração, otimizando cada processo para serem obtidos vários extratos com elevado valor acrescentado. Foram caracterizados química, bioquímica e funcionalmente. Paralelamente, o projeto também pretendeu criar uma coleção de extratos de microalgas com valor comercial e relevância à escala mundial. Algumas das aplicações destes extratos poderão ser a nutrição humana, os fertilizantes, os suplementos alimentares, os produtos cosméticos e farmacêuticos. Todo o projeto decorreu com ótima articulação entre as entidades envolvidas. No projeto Estratoteca, mais de 15 espécies de microalgas foram caracterizadas morfológicas geneticamente no CIMAR. Para a extração desta biomassa foram testadas diversas tecnologias de extração pela UCP e pela Universidade de Aveiro, desde a aplicação de solventes, CO2 supercrítico, ultrassons, ultratorrax, hidrólise enzimática, alta pressão e pulsos elétricos, que deram origem a uma variedade de extratos que foram totalmente caracterizados química, bioquímica e funcionalmente. Após este trabalho inicial, foram selecionadas as 13 espécies de microalgas mais promissoras. Na A4F, após a otimização do seu cultivo, foram produzidos e enviados para extração e caracterização cerca de 232 kg de biomassa, correspondentes a até 3 kg de peso seco de cada uma das espécies, desde a escala laboratorial até à escala piloto, utilizando diferentes fotobioreatores abertos e fechados. Para o processo de extração foi selecionada também a tecnologia de alta pressão na Universidade de Aveiro, uma tecnologia plug and play, não térmica e sustentável, não utilizando solventes químicos ou orgânicos. Esta tecnologia promove a libertação do conteúdo intracelular, nomeadamente proteínas, lípidos, hidratos de carbono, entre outros, tornando-os biodisponíveis para diversas aplicações. Foi também testada a combinação de alta pressão com a hidrólise enzimática. A atividade funcional das diferentes microalgas foi testada pelos parceiros com recurso a diferentes técnicas e a testes in vitro e in vivo na Universidade do Minho e no CIMAR. Os extratos obtidos por alta pressão apresentaram diversas e interessantes atividades biológicas, nomeadamente maior atividade antioxidante das espécies Arthrospira e Phaetodactylum, maior atividade antidiabética das espécies Lobosfera, produzida com déficit de nutrientes, e Nanocloropsis, e maior atividade antioxisidade das espécies Chlorella e Tetracelis. Ainda assim, a combinação de alta pressão com a hidrólise enzimática mostrou resultados mais promissores. Da caracterização química foram identificados pelo UCP através de técnicas espectroscópicas e de massa após cromatografia, entre outros os 2 novos monoterpenoides de Thalassiocira, que ainda não tinham sido descritos para esta microalga, o loliolido e epi-loliolido. Também na UCP foram realizados ensaios de embalagem, mostrando que os sacos PET-met-polietileno oferecem melhor proteção contra a luz, 4 vezes menos permeáveis ao vapor de água e mais resistentes ao manuseamento do que os de polietileno LD, garantindo uma melhor proteção da biomassa seca ou em pasta. Os resultados obtidos com o projeto foram muito promissores e permitiram perceber que existem diversas tecnologias para a produção de extratos de diferentes espécies, de acordo com a composição de cada microalga, em consequência das suas condições de cultivo, o que resulta em diferentes funcionalidades das microalgas e diferentes aplicações dos compostos. Como perspectivas futuras, o consórcio do projeto destaca que será importante alargar as tecnologias e os processos desenvolvidos a mais espécies de algas e, consequentemente, aumentar o conhecimento sobre as suas respectivas funcionalidades. Este projeto foi cofinanciado pelo Compete 2020, Portugal 2020 e pela União Europeia, através do Fundo Europeu de Desenvolvimento Regional.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for the explanations. It's very wide and long kind of explanations. And since I'm not from this area, I noticed that there are a lot of things that you've been explained. So I noticed that you also explained about the human and microbiota, and also the co-cereal value, the fish skin product, right? And also the use of the fish skin of the Atlantic cod and also the blue shark, right? And there will be healthy pet food, meat byproducts also, the aquaculture, right? So there are a lot of things that we can learn today. Okay, so now it's time for the students. Questions, please raise your hand and mention your name. Yeah? Anyone? Okay. So someone have a question for you. And she is one of our Timor-Leste students. Yeah, hi. Alguma questão?
Senhor, eu falo
para
português, pode?
Ok.
Eu falo português, pode?
Yeah.
Boa tarde a todos, e boa tarde, senhor, e boa tarde, senhora. Obrigado pela excelente apresentação. A minha pergunta é considerando os avanços que o Centro de Biotecnologia Química e Fina tem feito na área de biodegradação de os poluentes, na área, especialmente os compostos fluorados e contaminantes emergentes, quais têm sido as estrangeiras mais eficazes para acelerar esse processo e garantir a sua aplicação em larga escala na indústria e o meio ambiente? Esta é a minha pergunta. Obrigado, senhor.
Okay. Would you like to answer it directly? But first, may I please ask her to explain it in Bahasa Indonesia first, so their friends can understand? Oke, tolong diterjemahkan ke dalam bahasa Indonesia supaya teman-teman tahu artinya.
Oke. Tari Miss. Soalnya saya susun pakai bahasa saya sedikit.
Excelente pregunta, pero por favor explain ya to your friends. Por favor.
Pertanyaan saya sedikit dan saya ambil di dalam juga sedikit. Bentar ya. Pode. Tem pergunta? Yang pertanyaan saya, terima kasih. Pertanyaan saya adalah dengan mempertimbangkan kemajuan yang telah tercapai dalam Pertanyaan saya adalah dengan mempertimbangkan kemajuan yang telah tercapai di Sentru Biografi Kimika Evina dan bidang biodegrasi polutan khususnya senyawa, perfluorinasi dan kontaminan baru. Strategi apa yang paling efektif untuk mempercepat proses ini dan memastikan penerapan secara luas dan industri dan dalam lingkungan?
Okay, so the question is about how you can cope with the process for the environment, right? Okay. Now it's time for you to answer.
Well, thank you very much for your question. This is very important because, as you know, we have pollution everywhere and we need to reduce pollution. In my opinion, is more important than CO2, okay? We talk a lot about the reduction of CO2, but eliminated the pollutants is more important because this is affecting our health and the environment in general. Most of these pollutants, as I said, are called POPs. That means persistent organic pollutants. Persistent because they are very difficult to biodegrade, okay? The microorganisms in the wastewater plants, in the environment, take a very long time to degrade these compounds. And one of the problems is these compounds tend to be liposoluble. That means they tend to concentrate in lipids, in fat, okay? Can be palm oil, can be the fat from the animals, and this will also happen in our body. These compounds tend to accumulate in our fat also, okay? One important problem is most of these compounds mess with our hormones. This affects our immunity, okay? We are then more prone to have cancer, to have infections, and lots of these compounds came from plastics. You know the problem of the microplastics. The microplastics have been identified in all human organs, okay? There's no organ in human body without micro and nanoplastics, okay? And also these halogenated compounds, compounds that have chlorine, that have fluor, as I said, are very difficult to degrade, and they are present also in some drugs. Okay, some drugs also have these atoms. That means when we take these drugs, an antibiotic, or for instance, an anti-epileptic, or a pill, anticonceptional pill, okay? These compounds are going to the wastewater, okay? And of course, this will come again to us because the wastewater, the treatment plants cannot remove all of these compounds, and this has a boomerang effect, okay? That means everything that we threw to the environment will come to us in the form of food or air, and that will make us sick, as you know. That's a very important aspect that you should be aware and try to solve and fight against all this pollution. I hope I had answered your question.
Obrigada pela explicação, senhor.
Okay. So yeah, actually it's been answered her questions. Anyone else want to ask questions? Well, actually today we are not only have one professor here, we have two professors here. So sitting there is Professor Alicina Bernardo Morais. And yeah, they are at the same project, right?
Well, it was one of the projects that we are involved in, but Professor Alcina is more in the technology, in the engineering area, okay, food engineering. If you want to put any question in processing, for instance, she may also help.
Yeah, probably you would like to explain something related to your project or your expertise about the engineering things, Professor? Yeah. Press again. Press the. Okay.
In this project, our intervention, our interventions was in the packaging area, which is a very important area in the food processing and further, let's say, treatment of the food product to preserve it in order to get to the customer, for instance. So here in this Extratoteca, we studied the packaging of the microalgae after several treatments. For instance, HPP, which is ultra high pressure processing. Maybe you have studied this, is a megapascal in order of 200, 300 until 900 megapascal. Can you imagine how huge pressure the product is submitted to? In order to pasteurize, we say it's a cold pasteurization. It's not really a sterilization, because if you wish to go into a sterilization, you need to add some heat. We call it we need to do Erdl technology, to use several technologies in order to sterilize the product. So if you stay by a cold technology, immersion technology, you just use HPP until 900 megapascal, as I mentioned, and afterwards, including this process is done on the product is already packed, so that there is no risk of further contamination after the process, which is a very positive aspect. Then we can afterwards study the packaging further on after this pasteurization. Sorry. So we devoted ourselves in this project mostly to study resistant material, resistant to light and to atmosphere composition, in order to preserve the product for several months and years, if possible. So we studied this on the processed microalgae. Yes, I hope I answered some.
I may add that, I don't know if you know, microalgae have a very interesting bioactive compounds. Have you heard about omega-3 fatty acids? Yes, Some microalgae produce lots of omega-3. This is interesting because before these omega-3 were extracted from fish oil, but the fish oil is becoming polluted. Okay, when we concentrate the oil, we are going also to concentrate pollutants. And the microalgae are an alternative to fish oil. Okay, other compounds that are very interesting are carotenoids. Okay, one of them is astaxanthin, is one of the most powerful antioxidants known. Astaxanthin gives the characteristic color to shrimps and lobsters, for instance, also salmon. Okay. Some microalgae, I may say cyanobacteria like spirulina, is very rich in proteins, okay? More than 50%. I don't know if you know how many proteins are in a steak, okay? In meat, you only have 18 to 20% of protein. That means spirulina is much more, is much richer in protein, okay? There are other compounds of interest. The biomass can be used after processing directly to feed in aquaculture, for instance, but can be used also as supplements for humans, and it's possible also to fractionate this biomass in different compounds, separating omega-3, carotenoids, peptides, okay? And in some cases, it is possible to use also in the pharmaceutic and cosmetic fields. I may add also that microalgae can also be used for treating water, okay, together, or using only microalgae to treat wastewaters.
Okay, so for your project, actually, I have questions. So for your projects that you've been explained, so how can you preserve the wastewater? Did you use the wastewater around you to help the project, or how?
No, in this case, in the Stratoteca project, we looked only to the extracts of the microalgae, different species, in order to characterize these extracts, because in some cases, these were new microalgae that were not studied before, okay? It is different if you have a microalgae that we know already lots of things, and the other is to study new species. There are thousands of microalgae that have not yet been studied, okay?
Okay, thank you for the explanations. And I guess we've been running out of time, so I'm so sorry. But if you still have questions, please. We still have time for one more questions. Anyone? Anyone have questions? No? Yeah, it's okay, because we've been running out of time.
Was too boring. You may put any question. If I don't know, I cannot answer, but go ahead.
Anyone have questions? No, because today there are a lot of informations. Yeah, especially for me too, because I've just noticed that you explain about the things that I know now. As a woman, I usually wearing makeup, and on the makeup right now, we also put the astaxanthin that you've said before inside the makeup for women, and also for the pills that we drink, we also drink things. And also, I know that, for example, astaxanthin, they also put it in the body lotions. So I guess there are a lot of things that you've been explained, and there are a lot of information that I gain, especially for this research that you held, and also for another research by your colleague, and for example, like the spirulina as the protein, because spirulina have much more protein if it compared than the other things. That's also new information. Yes, I know the spirulina became a good protein long time ago, since I know that we can take a pill of spirulina in the form of pills, and there are also the water of spirulina here as a product that we can consume every day in daily life.
A curiosity, NASA also is studying microalgae, spirulina, to be used in spaceships, yes, as food, and also to treat the waste from the astronauts, yes. If you want to go to Mars, for instance, or beyond, you need to solve these problems.
And the research held until now, so they create a product from spirulina also, just like a food, to make it into food for the astronauts?
No, we are not
or
involved.
You bring it to the space?
We are not involved in that research. This is only a curiosity. But in fact, we incorporate, in other projects, we already incorporate microalgae into food products, like bars, okay, a burger. I have not shown here, but this year we have done vegan burger. There's a publication that came out in August. It's very fresh. And this burger has some microalgae. You may, by curiosity, look into this paper in foods, okay? Wow. You have the photos there. I don't have here any to show you. It would be interesting.
Okay, so I guess that's all. Do you have anything to say to the students before we close this class, Professor?
Well, the most important is that you keep asking, being curious about everything around you, okay? Because if you lose that curiosity, you are going to learn only to pass it in your examinations, and you are not going to be able to improve life on the planet, okay? Only if you are curious, then you are going to study more in depth the problem, and you are going to be able to contribute to a solution, okay? It was a pleasure to know you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your remarks also, for this class. And to mark our appreciations, we would now like to present a certificate and souvenirs to our distinguished speaker, Professor Morais. Please, you can go to the front. And for Mr. Please, you can give the certificates and also the souvenirs. Okay, this is the prize. Next is a souvenir from the university. Cheers. Please join us. Okay, thank you so much for the time. Yeah, the audience, please, you can stand up. We can take a picture together
Señor, pode...
with the professor. Yeah. Okay, please, you can stand up. We can take a picture together. Yang seperti tadi lagi ya. Kalian berdiri aja, yang lain di sini ya. Okay, please. Here. Jangan. Silakan merapat ke tengah, yang pinggir. Kita depan, kita depan.
Yang di bawah, jangan di atas semua, di bawah.
Okay, let's have a picture together, guys. On camera. 3, 2, 1, smile. Cheers.
Okay, once more.
One more time.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for everyone. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the end of our agenda. On behalf of Universitas Semarang, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to all distinguished guests, our partners, and also from all of the students that are stay here. Thank you very much for your kind attention. We wish you a wonderful afternoon. Goodbye and see you again. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.